Well, millions of people are fans of the HBO drama Game of Thrones.
If you are, you might want to check out Graeme of Thrones at Overture this weekend. It's an onstage parody. And earlier today, we talked to two of the show's stars, Michael Condren, who actually starred in the Game of Thrones on TV, and Allie Bryce, who plays Graeme. Allie, tell us about this show.
The show, well, it's called Graeme of Thrones, and I play Graeme, Mike plays Paul, and basically Graeme is a huge Game of Thrones fan, and he wants to do a stage version of the show. And he thinks it can rival HBO, like with the same special effects to the same degree. However, Graeme doesn't really have any talent, and he doesn't have any money, and he can't act. So what in his mind, what is a brilliant take on Game of Thrones is actually fairly tacky and fairly slapstick with really bad wigs and terrible costumes. So that's where the humour comes from, the fact that Graeme thinks he's this brilliant producer, but in reality he's just an idiot trying to do his best to make Game of Thrones come to life on stage.
So it doesn't work?
It works as a serious piece of theatre that Graeme thinks it is. No, it doesn't work. But as a comedy show, it's brilliant.
Yeah. And Michael, what's your take on all of this?
I mean, it's very similar to Ali says. You're just watching three idiots. You know, I play a character called Paul, and Paul is Graeme's best friend, who's actually a technician. He's not an actor at all. But Graeme has roped him in because another fella has read the script and didn't like it, basically, because it was so bad. So he decided to get out, and my character is sort of, you know, brought in at the last minute to help. Libby Northedge plays a character called Bryony, and she's a very serious actress. You know, this is her, you know, she's Stanislavski, and she's a method actress, and this is her big moment, this is her big chance. So, you know, just watching the three characters trying to put this together, as Ali says, it's shambolic at times. It's supposed to look shambolic. It's, you know, you're not going to get, you know, all I'll say is Graeme doesn't have the budget for two real dragons. So you can imagine.
Do the characters all think it's good?
Yeah, definitely. Brian, he certainly thinks she's the best actress. She takes it very, very seriously. And she does a lot of performance art. But yeah, the characters, yeah, they definitely think it's good.
I think maybe to a certain extent, Paul, just speaking about myself, he doesn't really realise what's going on. So he doesn't, I don't think he has a decision whether it's good or it's bad. He's just been literally brought in at the last minute to do it. And, you know, they're best friends, Graeme and him are best friends, so it's... I just don't think he really knows what's going on.
Michael, you were in the real Game of Thrones. What was that like?
Oh, I mean, incredible experience. You know, obviously, I kind of took it in as a tourist almost. You know, obviously it was work, and I worked as hard as I possibly could on it. But to go and watch it and witness it and work with those guys and get to experience it and see the size and scale of it is, you know, I'm delighted I got the opportunity to do it, and, you know, they looked after me really well, so it was an incredible experience. As I say, to watch more than anything else, I would have taken, you know, between takes, I would have taken time out. I mean, we filmed all the stuff at Castle Black, which is a real working castle, almost. You know, it's fully there, so, you know, while things were being turned around and cameras were being shifted, you know, it was just nice to go out and stand on one of those balconies and watch it all happening. Sort
of out of character, like life experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the way I treated it. Yeah.
So if you do not watch Game of Thrones on television, will you get this, the Graeme of Thrones?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
it'll be funny.
It's for everyone. I think if you've watched Game of Thrones, you'll enjoy it a bit more because you'll understand who the characters are and you'll get the references. But you don't need to. It's just a load of fun. So
it sounds like a blast to do.
Yeah, it's real. We've had I've had a great time in the last few months. Really great time.
Well, great to see you guys, and welcome to Madison.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right.
Great. Thank you.
Cheers. They say, think of Monty Python. It's a lot of what's going on there.
Which is very funny.
It's tonight and tomorrow night, 8 p.m. at the Capitol Theater. Go to overture.org for tickets.
I love that. He said it's a show about three idiots.
Three idiots. We can relate.